there, David Lamb with the Blueprint Podcast, here with our guest on Monday's podcast, Bryan Council from Metro Monitor. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bryan's podcast is just going to be incredible. You don't want to miss it. Bryan is president of Metro Monitor, right?
That's right.
And you've been in that role for
17 years now, a long time.
17 years.
Yes.
And I've got a few questions for you, but a little background first of all.
Sure.
Metro Monitor, I just assume you monitor the media.
That's what we do. We
Right.
start out with just recording broadcast news all over the country, and then we keep a database for everything that's said in the media, and then we let people know what's being said about their brands.
Right, all right.
In real time.
And you can find out much more about what Metro Monitor does and just some great stuff. Bryan has some incredible insight. I'll say this right in front of you, but Bryan is an incredible leader, a visionary leader, really involved in the downtown Birmingham, kind of the inner workings of the city. That means a lot to you. And so he's a very well-connected guy. So you'll want to stick around for that podcast again. That drops on Monday. All the podcasts drop on Monday. So however you listen to the Blueprint Podcast, you'll catch Bryan on Monday. All right, so you ready for something a little fun?
Okay.
Kind of a 5-question Friday thing, okay?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So do you prefer, in terms of business meetings, are you a morning coffee meeting guy or a business lunch guy?
I'm a coffee and lunch guy.
All right. All of the
I've never
above,
turned
huh?
down an opportunity for drinks or food.
All right.
Yes.
Do you? So both of them work for you? Huh?
Absolutely.
Where do you love getting coffee?
In town,
Birmingham?
Red Cat,
All right, Red
Pepper
Cat.
Place.
Yeah, that's
it's a
good.
good place to meet.
That is. And where's a great place to do a business lunch in Birmingham?
Gian Marcos. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah.
Good. All right, so there you go. And a couple of endorsements there. We'll build
no
them
charge,
later.
yeah.
We'll build them later. All right, best advice that you've ever gotten? Bit related to business.
Business advice, one kind of mantra I keep in mind is you can't control the pace of your opportunities. I don't know where I captured that at some point along the line, but it's helped me when trying to make a decision because the opportunities never seem to come at times that are convenient. They come when you're spinning a lot of plates, but you can't let those distract you when it's time to strike for the opportunities that present themselves.
You know, a quote like that I really like, I don't even know who said this, but it is, the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity.
That's right.
You know, I mean, whenever it strikes, you got to be ready.
Right.
Yeah, to take advantage of that. Interestingly, several folks that have been on the podcast, Shagun Atalana of Theranes,
Right.
you know, that's really was a part of his story, as was the story of Matthew Whitaker and the folks at GK Houses. It just kind of showed up at kind of an inconvenient time, but they realized this is the opportunity we need to take advantage of. So good advice there. What would your advice be to the 25-year-old Bryan Council?
To relax.
Chill?
To relax because you will figure it out.
Right.
When you're younger, you tend to stress out. Hell, when I'm older, I still stress out a lot. But that's the key thing to remember is just to relax. And if you think, you will figure most things out.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Chill out a little bit. Now, I've known you for a few years, so I know a little bit about you. And you and I are friends on Facebook. I have seen these crazy trips that you and your wife have taken, all right?
That's right.
So you've gone on some pretty good trips. So since you're a travel master, all right,
Okay.
so give us a great travel tip nugget. So what's some good travel advice that'll save you time, money, heartache?
Yeah, my advice is don't overplan. So wherever your trip is, don't fill every second of your itinerary with something to do. Allow for serendipity in your adventure. So you never know where the path's going to take you, but if you have every minute planned, it's going to be a stressful event rather than a relaxing, enjoyable event.
Do you have an example of that? Because you guys have taken some really amazing trips.
Specific example? I don't know. There's been lots of great meals that happened because we didn't plan the whole day.
What was the last amazing, really cool trip you and your wife took?
I guess the most recent one, we went to Uruguay, which was not a place that's on the radar for most people, not even ours. But we had the opportunity to travel with a friend, and that made it really special to be able to see it from their perspective and meet all their friends and family while we were there.
Okay.
So if you have an opportunity to travel with friends, that's probably also a piece of advice.
All right, a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Most recommended business book that you have recommended. What book have you recommended the most?
Sure. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. It's really anybody that's in business or starting out in business needs to know those kind of guiding principles of what to do, what not to do. And that book, to me, has been instrumental in what we've built.
Now, when did that show up in your life? Did it whenever it first came out?
Yeah, I had the original E-Myth. Not that
Yeah.
I mean, there's been several
Yeah, there've been
editions
several,
since.
yeah.
But yeah, that to me is a powerful book, and I do recommend it to anybody that's starting out in business.
And it really helped kind of a light go on?
Absolutely, to pay more attention to working, on your business rather than in your business,
Yeah.
and building systems that help it run without you.
That's awesome. So you monitor the media.
Yes.
So I hear there's so much to watch.
There is.
Somebody has a show you must watch on Netflix or HBO or whatever.
Sure.
There are several. So what I'm interested in is what TV show or movie, being a professional media watcher
Wow.
like you, what TV show or movie would you recommend every entrepreneur see?
Oh, interesting. I do watch a little more TV than I would care to admit, especially now with the advent of Netflix and all
Right.
these series and binge watching. I'm guilty of all that.
Yeah.
There's never been more quality content than there is today. But from an entrepreneur's perspective, I like Rudy just for inspiration. It's not going to teach you how to run a business, but
Yeah.
it may give you that extra energy you need on a Sunday
Right.
afternoon if you
Get you
watch that
pumped up.
movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of like Forrest Gump, I have to say. There are a lot of life lessons in that
Yeah.
movie that if you watch,
Are you a
Yeah.
fan of Silicon Valley at all?
I love Silicon
Or
Valley.
Billions?
Yeah, I'm totally caught up on both of those
Are
series.
you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silicon Valley is extra entertaining. Yes.
Right, yeah, good. All right, so Bryan Council, you're going to get great, much more probably deeper insight than where we went. But Bryan Council, he drops on Monday, the very next guest on the Blueprint Podcast. And while I've got Bryan here and all of you, I'm fortunate that Bryan not only is on the show, but he listens to the show and has given me some great feedback. And I'd love to get some feedback from you as well. There are several ways you can contact us if you have not done so already. Our Facebook page, like the Blueprint Podcast Facebook page, you can communicate with us there. BlueprintPod.com is probably the easiest way to communicate with us. It's info@BlueprintPod is how we get feedback. On Twitter, I'm at David Lamb. So several ways to keep up with us. We love what we're doing. Love talking to great folks like Bryan Council, and love the feedback we're getting from you. So Bryan,
Yeah.
thanks for the time.
Thanks. It's fun.
Bryan Council on the very next Blueprint Podcast. Bryan and I will see you on Monday.